The Opel Astra is a small family car engineered and manufactured by the German automaker Opel since 1991. It is branded as Vauxhall Astra in the United Kingdom and the Buick Excelle XT in China. The Holden Astra was axed in Australia and New Zealand in 2009 owing to exchange rates making the car uncompetitive, and was replaced by the Holden Cruze. It briefly returned to the Australian markets in 2012 as an Opel, but was discontinued after Opel withdrew from the country a year later. On May 1, 2014, Opel announced to export the Astra J GTC and Astra J OPC with Holden badges to Australia and New Zealand. The Astra is now built in Germany, the United Kingdom, Russia and Poland, as well as being assembled from complete knockdown kits in other countries. Naming convention: the Astra nameplate originates from Vauxhall, who had manufactured and marketed earlier generations of the Opel Kadett and Kadett E, as Vauxhall Astra. Subsequent GM Europe policy standardized model nomenclature in the early 1990s, whereby model names were the same in all markets regardless of whether the vehicle was being sold as an Opel or a Vauxhall. As of 2009, there have been 4 generations of the Astra. In a fashion typical for Opel, they are designated with subsequent letters of the Latin alphabet. Opel's official convention is that the Astra is a logical continuation of the Kadett lineage, thus referring to the first generation of Opel Astra as the Astra F. Another convention used by GM starts with Astra, adopting the notion that the Astra is a separate model. Models sold as Vauxhall, Holden or Chevrolet have different generation designations reflecting the history of those nameplates in their home markets and their naming conventions. Astra F. The Opel Astra F debuted in October 1991. With the Kadett E's successor, Opel adopted the Astra nameplate, which was already used by Vauxhall for the Kadett D and E. It was offered as a 3- or 5-door hatchback, a saloon, and an estate known as the Caravan, and available with 5 doors only, bringing Opel's run of 3-door wagons to an end at long last. A cabriolet was also offered, designed and built by Bertone in Italy. While the Astra F finished production in Germany in 1998, Polish-built Astras remained on offer in Central and Eastern Europe, as well as Turkey, with the name Astra Classic from 1998 to 2002. The Opel Astra F consisted of 2 main revisions and was revised in 1995, with the launch of Opel's new Ecotec engine. Aside from the South Africa-only Opel Astra 200 TS, the lead model was the Xia Euro, a 2.0 Li 416V petrol-injected model with 151 HP, available as a 3-door only. It also featured sports bodykit and widened front seats in the interior. However, this was substituted in 1995 and was renamed as Sport, although only a limited number were produced and the bodykit was removed also, and it could be selected with the lower-powered, but more modern Ecotec version, the X20 XEV, parallel with the C20 XE. In Europe from 1994 all Astra models were offered with the 2.0 L16V Ecotec X20 XEV, parallel with the 2.0 L8V engine, but the 3-door and station wagon models could be selected with the 151 HP C20 XE engine. Some Astra models had an 1.6 L engine with 83 HP. After the Astra F was replaced by the new generation Astra G in 1998, the so-called red-top C20 XE engine was also taken out of production. South Africa. The model was also launched in South Africa in 1991, where it was produced under license by Delta. The Kadett name was retained for the hatchback Astras until 1999. The sedan and station wagon models were offered under the Astra name. The Kadett and Astra in South Africa won the title of Car of the Year in 2 consecutive years, even though they were versions of the same car. South African nomenclature was denoted in centiliters, so the Astra and Kadett ranges featured 140, 160i, 180i and 200i models. The South African Astra included a variant with a 2.0L turbocharged engine called the Opel Astra 200TS. The 200TS was a specific name where Delta Motor Corporation wanted to show the speciality of the type, which could beat the BMW M3 in a quarter-mile in that time. The engine in the Opel Astra 200TS was sourced from the Opel Calibra and Opel Vectra F4X4 2.0 16V turbo, four-wheel drive found in European markets, but local engineers converted the six-speed, four-wheel drive drivetrain to front-wheel drive only, and as such it was unique to South Africa. Other markets, the Opel Astra also became available in Australasia badged as a Holden, first in New Zealand in 1995, and then Australia in 1996. The first models were imported from the UK, but later models were imported from Belgium. The Holden Astra name had previously been used on rebadged Nissan Pulsar models from 1984 to 1989. Opel Astra's first generation was imported to Brazil from December 1994 as the Chevrolet Astra, possible because of a lowering of import tariffs. General Motors do Brasil sent the 2.0-litre, 115 bhp engines to Belgium, whence the completed cars took their way to Brazil. In February 1996 the Brazilian government again changed the import tariff, from 20 to 70%, making the car prohibitively expensive and leading to its cancellation after just over a year on the market. Instead, the locally built Cadet was updated. The second-generation Astra was manufactured in Brazil. Beginning in March 1995, the Astra sedan was assembled in Indonesia, where it was marketed as the Opel Optima, the name having to be changed since PT Astra is Toyota's long-operating local partner in Indonesia. Awards: 1992 a Euro Semperite Irish Car of the Year, 1993 and 1994 a Euro South African Car of the Year. Engines. Astra G. The Astra G was launched in Europe in 1998. It was available as a 3- and 5-door liftback, 4-door saloon, 5-door station wagon and two special versions from 2000, the Astra Cooper Copyright and the Astra Cabrio, both of them designed and built by Bertone. The Astra G saw the introduction of a natural gas-powered engine. Its chassis was tuned by Lotus and formed the base of a 7-seater compact MPV, the Opel Zafira. Approximately 90,000 coupés were produced, of which 7,000 were cabriolets. The manufacturing of Astra sedan continued at Opel's Gliwice plant in Poland after the debut of the next-generation Astra H, with the older model being branded as Astra Classic in a similar fashion to its predecessor, catering to the lower end of the market. This car was offered in Central and Eastern Europe, as well as Turkey, with the name Astra Classic 2 from 2004 to the end 2009. Apart from European markets, these models were sold in Australia and New Zealand as Holden Astra Classic, until they were replaced by the Holden Viva in 2006. The Astra G was built as Chevrolet Astra in Brazil. It was facelifted in 2003, and was sold in Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, and other Latin American markets until 2011. The GM Brazilian 2.08 VI4 engine, which equips the Astra, has the FlexPower technology that allows the car to run on both petrol-alcohol fuels, providing 128/140 HP at 5200 RPMs. A taxi version of the Brazilian-sourced model, powered with gasoline 2.0 engine, was sold in Chile as the Chevy Urban. In 2004, GM's Russian joint venture GM Avtovaz launched the four-door version of the Astra G as the Chevrolet Viva. It was sold through Chevrolet dealers in Russia, while Opel dealers were selling the newer Opel Astra H. Sales were poor from the start due to high pricing. The only version launched was equipped with a 1.8L engine with an above-average trim level, placing the Viva's price above the Toyota Corolla. A project costing $340 million was selling less than 1,000 cars annually. Rumors of shutting down Chevy Viva production circulated as early as summer of 2005. GM Avtovaz shut down small-scale production of the Viva in March 2008. V8 Coupe and DTM, the Astra G Series Cooper copyright look was used for the V8 power dedicated race cars in the DTM series. These DTM cars are purpose-built race cars with barely any parts taken from the road cars save for lights or door handles. The car's bodywork featured gull-wing doors that were each supported by two gas struts. The race cars were powered by 4.0L V8 engines with nearly 500 HP. Opel did poorly during several seasons of DTM, as only Manuel Reuter placed significantly in the championship once, taking second in the inaugural season 2000. Opel won the 24 Hours Now 1/4 Nürburgring in 2003, though. Extreme, the Astra Extreme, a concept presented at the 2001 Geneva Motor Show, was a single production V8-powered Astra based on the G-Series Astra DTM. Like the DTM race car, it featured a 4.0 litres V8 engine, producing 444 HP, gull-wing doors supported by gas struts, carbon fiber panels, and race specification interior with 5-point seat belts. Stock Car Brazil, the season of 2005 also joined the history of stock car. In addition to the category have become multi, the first time the Mitsubishi Lancer ran alongside the Chevrolet Astra. On October 30, 40 cars stock car V8 engine performed an unprecedented race outside of Brazil worth points for the championship. It was a round to the side of TC 2000, the main category of Argentina, and in July had run in Curitiba. The Autocubdromo Juan y Oscar Gar LVEZ received an audience of 70,000 people. Giuliano Lasecca was the winner with Matheus Greipel second and Luciano Berti third. The engine was a V8 Chevrolet 350 imported from the United States by JL, similar to that used in Busch Series, the second category of NASCAR, equal and limited to 450 HP. Thus, the automaker GM is now sponsoring the category, providing the fairing of the Astra, making room for other manufacturers could enter the category with low investment. Astra H. The Astra H was launched in March 2004 as a 5-door hatchback, whilst a 5-door Estate launched late 2004 and a sporty 3-door hatchback, designated the GTC for European markets, Sport Hatch in the UK and the Cooper Copyright in Australia, launched in 2005. The GTC has the option of a windscreen called panoramic windscreen, which extends into the roof area. Based on the then new Delta platform, its size was increased compared to the previous version. The aging Vectra B was replaced in Brazil with a sedan version of the Astra H, named Chevrolet Vectra, until it was replaced by the Chevrolet Cruze in 2009. The model was matched with the others models offered in Brazil. This version was offered as an Opel in some Eurasian markets in 2006, following a debut at the International Auto Show in Istanbul, Turkey, including Ireland in 2008. This was manufactured in Gliwice, Poland. Also in 2006, the Astra van, a 3-door van variant of the Estate, was launched. In September 2007, a version of the 5-door Astra was launched in Brazil, marketed as Chevrolet Vectra GT to differentiate from the already existing Astra, which was replaced by the Chevrolet Cruze hatchback in 2011. GM Russia launched SKD assembly of Astra on a temporary production site near St. Petersburg in February 2008, with a potential capacity of 25,000 vehicles annually. The Chevrolet Astra was withdrawn from Mexico in 2008 as a result of withdrawal of Opel products from the brand, replaced by the Chevrolet Cruze sedan for the 2010 model year. A first for any major European car is the availability of digital radio on some versions of the new Astra, while for the Astra product class first are electronically controlled chassis and AFL. At the end of 2012, Astra van was replaced by the new Opel Combo. OPC. During 2005, Opel introduced the OPC version of the Astra GTC, which is powered by an updated version of the 2.0L Turbo EcoTec engine producing 240 picoseconds and 320 Nm of torque. Standard features of the OPC version include sports bodykit and Recaro interior, a 6-speed manual gearbox, xenon headlamps and 18-inch alloy wheels amongst others. This vehicle was sold until late 2009 in Australia and New Zealand by Holden Special Vehicles as the HSV-VXR. HSV-VXRs are sold as standard with full leather trim, climate control, 6-disc CD and 19-inch alloy wheels. HSV-VXRs were badged as per the UK Vauxhall spec models, but without the usual rear boot badge. Inside, the Opel Blitz appears on the steering wheel with an OPC dashboard. The Astra OPC was also sold as the Chevrolet Astra OPC in Chile. Twin Top. In 2006, the Astra Twin Top arrived. The twin-top name also applies to the smaller Tigra, refers to a folding hardtop coupe copyright version of the car. In the case of the Astra, the twin-top has a three-part folding metal roof which sits in the upper half of the boot space, leaving considerable luggage space below it. Still marketed as a four-seater, the rear seating space is smaller than a normal Astra. The twin-top was available in 3 trim levels with a range of engines in each, including a 200 PS 2.0L turbo in the 1.9 CDTI diesel and 150 PS form. Stock car Brazil. In Brazil, Chevrolet Vectra substituted the Chevrolet Astra on stock car. The V8 is still the same, apart that now they use ethanol instead of petrol. Saturn Astra. The Saturn Astra debuted during the 2007 Chicago Auto Show. Intended to replace the Ion as the brand's smallest model, the Saturn Astra was a captive import built in Antwerp, Belgium. It was offered in 3- and 5-door hatchback body styles, with sales starting on January 2, 2008. Only one engine was available, a 1.8 LZ18XE inline 4-cylinder gasoline engine with variable valve technology producing 138 HP and with an available 5-speed manual transmission or a 4-speed automatic transmission. The Astra XE was available only on the 5-door hatchback body style version. This was the basic trim level for the Saturn Astra. The upmarket XR trim level was available in both the 3- and 5-door hatchback. 17-inch alloy wheels were standard with the XR, while the XE made do with steel wheels and plastic covers. In Insurance Institute for Highway Safety crash tests, the Astra earned a good overall score in frontal impacts, while in side impacts it received a marginal overall rating. Front and rear head curtain airbags and front seat-mounted torso airbags were standard. General Motors predicted sales of between 30,000 to 40,000 vehicles a year in the United States. Sales were slow, due initially to a large glut of unsold Ions and later the uncertainty surrounding the Saturn brand's future. In 2008 only 11,968 were sold in the US and in 2009 this fell to 6,298. With a large number of unsold cars remaining on dealer lots, GM announced it would end import of the Astra. In June 2009, GM announced its intention to sell the Saturn Corporation to Penske Automotive Group, but this never was concluded, and in 2010 General Motors discontinued the Saturn brand. Engines were available with 5- and 6-speed manual transmission, EC-tronic semi-automatic gearbox with 5-speed, and also 4- and 6-speed automatic transmission. In the beginning there were petrols 1.4 90 picoseconds, 1.6 105 picoseconds, 1.8 125 picoseconds and new 2.0 turbo engine with 2 versions, 170 picoseconds and 200 picoseconds. Diesel lineup were 1.7 CDTI with 80 picoseconds, 100 picoseconds, and 1.9 CDTI engines with 120 and 150 picoseconds. During production some engine got more power like 1.6, 1.8, 1.7, 1.9 and 2.0 turbo with 240 picoseconds was introduced in 2005 in OPCVX version. 1.3 CDTI 90 picoseconds was introduced in 2005 and he replaces 1.7 CDTI with 80 picoseconds. After restyle at end of 2006/beginning of 2007, new engines were introduced, 1.6 turbo engine with 180 picoseconds which replaced 2.0 turbo with 170, and 1.7 CDTI with 125 picoseconds. Astra J. The Astra J is based on the General Motors Delta II platform and debuted at the 2009 Frankfurt Motor Show in Germany. The car has taken most of his styling from the new Opel Insignia, with many of the higher options fitted as standard. Full production came online at Vauxhall's Ellesmere Port plant at the end of September 2009. Deliveries began in December 2009. The Astra was developed at Opel's International Technical Development Center in Ra-1 Courteselsheim and continues Opel's design language, a Euro sculptural artistry meets German precision, a Euro unregistered trademark first introduced on the Insignia. The Astra features a torsion beam rear suspension with Watts link. Infotainment and car navigation systems are supplied by Bosch. The Opel Astra came third in the European Car of the Year award in 2010. The estate version of the Astra, dubbed the Sports Tourer by Opel, debuted at the 2010 Paris Motor Show, and went on sale shortly afterwards, with a starting price of £16,575 for the ES version, then exclusive, SRI and SE versions, with the SE costing from £20,345. This is cheaper than the previous estate, but has more standard equipment. Shanghai GM launched a Chinese specification of the Opel Astra hatchback, which is badged as the Buick Excelle XT. This car went on sale in January 2010. 3 engines have been announced: EcoTec DVVT 1.6L, 1.8L and 1.6T. In September 2012, a notchback sedan version of the Astra joined the range. This was named Buick Excelle GT in China, Buick Verano in North America and Opel Astra sedan elsewhere. The Astra sedan was first presented at the 2012 Moscow International Automobile Salon. GTC, a 3-door version dubbed Astra GTC, was introduced in July 2011. Externally, it retains very few design elements of the old 5-door model. It has a sportier appearance, with a much more sculpted chassis. It features a hyper-strut front suspension from the Opel Insignia OPC and Buick LaCrosse, which helps alleviate torque steering. A Watts linkage is present in the rear suspension, to minimize lateral movement of the axle. The wheelbase is enhanced to accommodate wider low-profile tires. Similarly to the Astra HGTC, a panoramic windscreen option is available. The Astra GTC was awarded a 5-star rating for its performance under Euro NCAP safety tests. In late 2013, a new 1.6 turbo EcoTec engine with 200 picoseconds output replaced the older 180 picoseconds engine of the same capacity, meaning the 1.6 turbo replaces the B-turbo diesel as the fastest non-OPC model in the range. Sedan. A sedan version of Astra J appeared 2011 in China as Buick Excelle GT, and in 2012 as Buick Verano in North America and as Astra in other places. It was presented at the 2012 Moscow International Automobile Salon. This is not sold in the United Kingdom, although it is available in some other right-hand drive markets, such as Ireland, Malta, and South Africa. OPC. The OPC trim of the Astra GTC has been available since 2012. The car will feature a turbocharged 2.0L direct injection engine with a power of 206 kW and torque of 400 Nm, hyper-strut front suspension, a mechanical limited slip differential, an electronically controlled flex-ride active suspension, and Recaro-style sport seats, OPC badge on gear knob, steering wheel, and on instrument dials, and different and distinctive front and rear bumper, rear standard spoiler as well as optional OPC spoiler compared to GTC version. It comes with 19-inch alloy rims as standard and optional 20-inch alloy rims which are lighter than those 19-inch. 0 to 100 km/h time is 6 seconds and top speed is limited to 250 km/h. Engines are available with a 5-speed or 6-speed manual transmission. The only optional available automatic transmission is the 6-speed with active select mode, which can be ordered for the 1.4 turbo, 1.6, 1.6 turbo and 2.0 CDTI depending on region. From 2011, Start-Stop was introduced in certain countries on some models, and from 2012 an overboost function was added to the 1.4 turbo. Engines with are in bold and CO2 column. The engines are Family 0/Family 1/Family 2 MGE, and multi-jet circle litre per gram MDE. In February 2014, Opel introduced its all-new engine, so-called Whispering Diesel by journalist, 1.6 CDTI engine with 136 picoseconds, and later with 110 picoseconds. Facelift. In June 2012, a facelift was announced. Visual changes occurred at the front and back of the hatchback and sports tourer, and a saloon was introduced to certain markets. Engine-wise, the 2.0B turbo CDTI 195 picoseconds from the Insignia from autumn 2012 and a new 1.6L 170 picoseconds turbocharged SIDI echoed direct injection unit from the new MGE engine family will be available from early 2013. It has been reported that the 7th generation Astra will enter production at Ellesmere Port in 2015. Facelift version of Astra JR come back to Australia of Astra, available as 5-door hatchback, Sport Tourer and GTC 3-door hatch. Motorsport. An Astra won the Andros Trophy for 3 consecutive years starting in 2000. An Astra was used in the 1994 Super Tourenwagen Cup season. In 2002, 2003 and 2006, 3 different drivers were European Rallycross champions in the Division 2 driving Astras. The 2003, 2004, 2006, 2007 and 2008 runner-ups also raced in that car. Christian Leidsma was 2004 TC2000 champion with an Astra and Marta as Rossi took that title in 2006 and 2007. The Astra has been used in the shape of silhouette racing cars as well. It was featured in the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters from 2000 to 2003 and the stock car Brazil from 2004 to 2008. In 2009, the Astra G body was replaced stock car Brazil by a Vectra, which is in fact the same as the Astra H. The car has also been raced in the Russian Touring Car Championship, the 2004 European Touring Car Championship season, the 2006 Swedish Touring Car Championship season, the 2008 European Touring Car Cup and the 2013 European Rallycross Championship season. HSV VXR turbo driven by Dutchman Ivo Broekers and Australians Morgan Haber and Damien Ward, won Class E for production cars at the 2013 Liqui Moly Bathurst 12-hour in Australia on February 10. The trio finished 18th outright and covered 229 laps of the 6.213 km Mount Panorama circuit, a total distance of 1,422.77 km. References. External links, Opel Astra Web Special, official Opel Astra website, glossary of technology and innovations pertaining to the Opel Astra Twin Top.